What's going on? It's your boy Sermon. We're back for part 2.
Part motherfucking 2.
Yes.
So I do what I want to. Oh.
Well, since you brought that up, one of my favorite songs on that album is 2. Talk to me about how that concept came together.
It was fun. Again, like I was speaking on before part 1 of this. It was fun, man. I was sitting in the studio with this cat named Mike Dupree. We're at my house in Laurel Canyon at that point, and it was late as fuck at night, and we were all drinking and having fun, and I was like, yo, I want this really like eerie piano lead. I do everything with my mouth at first, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's how a lot of people do it.
And Mike Dupree's an amazing fucking musician, especially with piano. So he pulls out this amazing piano part right away. And that song was like done. And the whole beat, while making the beat, I was writing the words. And I'm trying to remember, I can remember, I'm sorry. It's my second album. So the concept was to have something that said like, this is number 2. You know what I'm saying? This is only number 2, this is number 2, this is the second one. And being like, putting that into the air. Because I want people to dig deeper into my past, you know? So saying that stuff about all the songs I have, like I do want people to appreciate. I guess the main thing about that question, going back to it, talking about the songs that I've made that people have never heard, I really want them to hear the fucking 1,000 songs that I already have out. You know what I'm saying?
You got a heavy catalog.
I got a lot of songs out, so I'd like people to go into it and hear that and stuff. So that's why I was kind of making a statement like, this is my second album, this is number 2. And then conceptually, like, I looked at it like I pictured it live, so I really wanted to go into an MC mind state. So I looked at it of being, you know, the song's 2, I'm going to say everything twice, and I want me to be the first time and the crowd to be the second time, right? So when you see me play it live tonight, you'll see me. It goes, I roll up 2 times, the crowd goes 2 times, I hit that shit 2 times, 2 times. And it's very MC, it's very classic MC moment. And I needed that, never had that. You know, I stand still on stage, I look out, and I put the mic on, and we go back and forth. It's MC shit, bro. It's classic MC shit. So I wanted that, and that's what 2 was.
That's hella dope.
Yeah.
What song did you have the most fun creating on movie? And I know that might be a hard question, considering you did.
No. I would say, well, there's like many moments. Like the song "Smoking What I'm Smoking On" that I have with Rich the Kid and Drum. I had just cut down the first crop of marijuana that I ever grew by myself. So I had been growing weed, right, in my crib in Laurel Canyon, and which I don't live at anymore, so you can't give me that. And it was the first time I ever grew, and I had just fucking finished the process. My homie went downstairs. His name's Beanie. His name's Tyler, and he was helping me. And he brought up while I was in the studio, while I just put on that beat from Don Cannon. Right? He brought up the first like couple stems and just like laid down a stem full of weed and shit next to me. And I was like, damn. So the idea of that song was like, you ain't smoking what I'm smoking on. Not saying like you can't have weed as good as me. No, it's saying I grew this. There's no way in the world anyone is smoking what I'm smoking on right now. Trust me when I say this, you ain't smoking what I'm smoking on. So that's what the idea of that song was. It all came from just like me putting the headphones on, sitting, listening to that beat, him coming up, setting down a fucking crop of marijuana just like this that he just cut down. And I'm just like, oh, tight. I always wanted to do this. So that song was really fun. And then Beautiful Problem was amazingly fun because there's this melody in it that, like, if you look into music theory, there's a thing called the holy note. You know music theory. There's a thing called the holy note. And it can't be explained, but church music, if you listen to church music from back in the day, it's all recorded and hits a higher frequency than any other music ever recorded, because I believe it's between the 44 and 48 thing. There's a thing called holy note, so it's a real thing. And back in the day, they banned it from music.
Why?
Because it was only meant that church songs could have the holy note. So music played in church, the pianos and the organs are tuned to a different frequency.
A440.
There you go. That's what it is. A440 is known as the holy note. Now, knowing that in Beautiful Problem, I was singing these melodies and I went Gotta let you go and make your own mistake, but I started catch you on the way down. How I did that, I just was melody mumbling that. And I was like, when I went I was like, oh my god, the way I slid that feels like a fucking holy note. I don't know why. I'd never done something like that in my ear that made me go crazy. So I was like, put the lyrics together and it all happened so quick. But when I play that song, still to this day, I get the most incredible feeling when I hit those notes, when I start singing. Because I just found this fucking what I feel is like a holy note. And they exist in music. Look it up. A440, my friend. Forget Brennan, who's classically trained in everything, not just music, but...
Well, there's the devil, which is the tritone note.
There you go.
So there's both.
So look into that too, but don't look too deep into that when you might get lost and start making fucking... What, is that like, Duas mesh. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, those two songs were extremely enjoyable to make on totally different ends of the spectrum.
Some real good stories.
Yeah.
So in my research, I came across an interview that you did last August, and you talked about a couple of guest features that were going to be on the album. I think most of them ended up being on the album, but there was one that you mentioned, and I was like, it didn't happen.
Who?
Jon Bellion.
Well, here's the story on that. He actually wrote the hook on Beautiful Problem.
Oh.
Yeah. And he made the beat with Arthur MacArthur.
Okay.
Okay? But Jon Bellion, being what I consider a extremely good musician, constantly evolving, he originally sang the hook on the song. Mm-hmm. Right? And he was like, made that beat with Arthur MacArthur a while ago. And he was like, man, this shit sounds like old or outdated to me beat-wise. Right? Real shit. And me saying that, you could be like, oh, what? Like, what? He said that? Yeah, I don't give a fuck if he said that. I could give a shit less if he said that. That's a true-ass story. I'm not going to lie to you. I had him on the song at first. I love the way he was on the song. He didn't want to be on the song no more. So he came off the song, and it was perfect because guess what? I got Nash on the song, which is amazing, but I needed a girl's perspective on it. It's a fucking love song, man. I needed and wanted the two perspectives on it. So Maddie Noyce, who I personally think is one of the greatest female voices in music, if not one of the greatest voices in music right now, period, right? She was the one person I had in mind that I wanted to do a song with, and it perfectly worked out, so it turned into like a duet feel, but a love song of that quality, to me, which I think Beautiful Problem is at a very high quality, timeless love song. Because it talks about love being a fight and being a beautiful problem. You need it and you love it, but it's goddamn, if it's true love, it's going to be a fight. Okay? And so, I think it's a very high quality love song. You have to have both sides of the spectrum covered. You can't just have all dudes talking about love and expect girls to understand it. So I love that Jon Bellion didn't end up on the song. But he wrote that hook, those amazing lyrics.
Okay.
So out there, Jon Bellion, my brother, I love those fucking lyrics. Thank you for writing that hook. It's beautiful. And that beat, Arthur MacArthur, you're fucking incredible for that. And it all worked out exactly how it should. But I'm not going to be an artist that sits in front of you and fucking lies to you, ever. I love telling the truth. And that's the fucking truth. He didn't really want to be on the song no more. But guess what? I like it better without him on it.
I understand.
Yeah.
So there was another song that you were performing. It was titled
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And then produced by Graves. It didn't end up making the album.
Yep, because it's sampled is the first big thing.
Okay.
Sampled thing, really digging in the crates though. Probably could have got away with it. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, I'm talking this sample. I don't know where Graves fucking dug this one up. But Graves pulled up the craziest sample. We probably could have got away with it, for sure. But me being a man of total honesty, like, I didn't want to be doing that, you know, to anyone else's music. And to get it cleared, like, I don't know what we would have to do.
Right, you gotta.
I mean, this is an artist from the 60s in Egypt, you know?
Oh.
Like, just like, I don't have any idea where we'd get it. So, anyways, that's an amazing song, and I'd like to release it for free. I have a lot of songs that I was going to put on the album that, like, not part of the 300 that, like, you know, it was down to like having a 15 song album or 11 song album. Mm-hmm. So I have about 4 songs that are like quality, perfect for the album that I'm going to be releasing for free. It's coming up. One is with Swag Hollywood. One would probably be that song, I have this other one called Good Vibrations, which is amazing. It's a perfect summertime song, so I'm waiting for that. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But going back to the record that we were just talking about, in the interview that I was reading, you said that you were hoping to get one of the biggest artists in the world at the time on it.
Yeah.
Who was that? Can you say?
So that was about my song called Gucci Nail that I was making.
Okay, that was different.
Right, which is another one that I released that didn't get on the album.
Yes.
So Gucci Nail was this song in, and I'm not again afraid to say that it was like phase kind of stuff. It was like a phase I was in, and I helped open up a nail salon, man. I helped open up a nail salon in California called Mod Nails. Check it out. And like I was getting my fucking nails done, man, and I fucking wanted to make a song about it. And furthermore, I was down in Atlanta. This is how it all started. I was at Don Cannon's studio down in Atlanta, and while I was there, C-Note came. C-Note, one of like the craziest, dopest producers of all time. Shout out to fucking C-Note. We're gonna do a ton of stuff on my next record. We had a couple. We made a couple for this record that didn't make it. Gucci Nail, he produced. But we were in the studio and everyone was like, because I had my Gucci nails at that time, and I was rocking it, and everyone was like, oh my god, that's like, I love that. And I'm in Atlanta in Cannon Studio, like, it's like cool Atlanta motherfuckers, and they're like, that shit's so cool, you gotta make a song about that. I was like, fuck yeah, you're right, I do. So I went and made a song in like 15 minutes, and I loved it. And I had plans, because C-Note is obviously like, he fucking recorded half of Gucci Mane's collection, right? So I was like, damn. Maybe C-Note could get Gucci on this shit. And then I wanted to get, I had talks in with Gucci as a company at one point. I have some people that be doing big stuff with Gucci. And not me, my friends. And I was talking to them, and we were going to try to work out some really cool things to get some really cool people with Gucci nails in the video. That was like the idea. Wow. And then man, it's fucking, shout out to girls, man, keeping your nails looking clean and shit. That's a routine that I just couldn't get my head around, man. So it just kind of faded away, man. But like, I love that song, and people come out to the shows and get Gucci nails, and like, trust me, I don't have a problem with getting Gucci nails. It's just a hard thing to keep up with, and I can't do it myself. So that's why I don't be. I wanted to really make a wave with that song, but it was hard for me to keep up with it.
Right.
Yeah. But I was talking about that, man. I had really big ideas about doing something crazy with that song, because I thought it could be this like crazy cool wave, And it probably could have been if I put all my